5 facts about slavery in America. Number 1. Vicious dogs were bred to hunt runaway slaves. Runaway slaves were usually difficult to track. Plantation owners later found a solution: breeding vicious dogs solely to track, attack, and capture runaway slaves. Number 2. Slave owners bred slaves and used them as currency. Breeding farms to birth more black children to then go on to be sold. They would have a few male slaves and many female slaves to keep breeding. Number 3. Fleeing from a master was considered a mental disorder. Cartwright wrote that slaves planning to run away often got sulky and dissatisfied without reason. However, they and captured runaway slaves could be cured by whipping the devil out of them and amputating their toes. Number 4. Freed slaves were kidnapped and resold into slavery. Runaway slaves and free blacks were kidnapped in the North and sold in the South as slaves. Kidnapped free blacks often had difficulty proving they were free because the courts often rejected their papers over forgery concerns. Lastly, number 5. Africans sold Africans into slavery. Africans sold other Africans into slavery. The slave ships traveling to Africa had to get their slaves from somewhere. Most traveled to the coasts of Africa, where they purchased slaves from native tribes living in the area. The slaves were often prisoners of war captured after raids on rival tribes.